the number of operations are fixed, right? And what about order of n? Where the time complexity is order of n, that means now the time is proportional to the input size. The time is proportional to the input size. And what about n square? That means the time required by that algorithm is proportional to the square of that input size, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So for this problem, suppose a number is given n and you have to find out whether the number is even or odd. What is the problem? Just take any value, then just find out whether the given number, whether the number is odd or even. So how you can find it out? Just by dividing that
By 2.
number by 2, and if the remainder value is 0, that means it's an even number, otherwise it's odd number, right? So the calculation portion will be like this. For, sorry, if n modulus 2 equals to 0, then the number is even, otherwise it's odd, right? So in this problem, we can use if-else statement. If-else statement is a conditional statement, right? What is if-else statement? It's one kind of conditional statement, right? And what is the condition here? The condition is if n modulus 2 equals to 0, then the number will be even number, else the number is odd number. So in this problem, can you tell me what will be the time complexity? What is the time complexity of this program? So at first we have to count the number of operations. We can see that there are two operations. One is arithmetic operation, right? And this percentage, this denotes actually modulus. What is modulus? Suppose the value of n is 4, and if we divide it by 2, how many times we can divide 4 by 2? 2 times, right?
Yes.
2 into 2, that is 4, and here the remainder value is 0. So this modulus, it actually denotes to, or it actually denotes to the value of the remainder, right? N modulus 2 here, if n equals to 4, then 4 modulus 2 equals to 0. That means the condition is true. So the given number 4 is even number, right? And suppose the n equals to 5. So at that time, if we divide it by 2, the remainder value will be 1, right? So if n equals to 5, 5 modulus 2 equals to, now the value is 1, which is not 0. So the condition is false. That means the number is odd number, right? So in this program, we just have to execute two operations. One is this arithmetic operation, another is comparison operation. After finding out, after calculating the remainder value, now we have to compare it with 0. If the remainder value is 0, then it's even number, otherwise odd number, right? So here the number of operation is 2. So what is the time complexity of this program? What is the time complexity? Is it order of 1 or order of n or order of n square?
Ma'am, 1.
Order of n.
It's actually order of 1.
Oh, sorry, on.
The time complexity of this algorithm is order of 1. Right? So why it's order of 1? Because we can change, we can take any value of n, but the number of operation is fixed. Only
Doesn't
2
change.
operations are here, right? That's why the time complexity is order of 1, right? And we can plot all these time complexity in a graph, right? Suppose in the horizontal axis, which parameter we should take? The time or input?
Ma'am,
In horizontal
input.
axis, very good, input, right? And the vertical axis, we should take the time,
Time.
right? So how we can plot these complexities in this graph? The first one is order of 1. Order of 1. So in
It will
this
be
type,
straight line.
sorry, hello?
Ma'am, order of 1 will be a straight line.
Yeah, order of 1 will be straight line, right? Suppose for the value of n, when n equals to 1 or n equals to 0, we got 0. Or when n equals to 1, the execution time is 1, right? And after that, if we change the value of 1, all the time will be and the execution time will be same, right? That's why it's order of 1. And the next one is order of n. So how we can plot that time complexity here? Order of n. Order of n, that means the time complexity, the time is proportional to the input size. The time is proportional to the input size, right? That means if the value of n is 0, then the time will be 0, right? So we'll get a point here. If the input size is supposed 2, the execution time will be supposed, we can get a time proportional to that input size, right? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So the line will be like this. We'll get a straight line here. This is the time complexity order of n. So here, this n or the execution time is proportional to the input size. And what about order of n square? In this time complexity, the time is proportional to the square of input size. If n equals to 1, then the number of operation will be 1. If n equals to 2, the number of operation will be 4. When n equals to 3, the number of operation will be 9. Right? So how we can plot this into this graph?
Ma'am, it will go more on left side of.
More left side, yeah. So it can be like this, right?
Right, ma'am.
Okay. And then another one is order of n cube. The growth of order of n cube is higher than the other time complexity, right? So it will be like this. Now we have to compare two algorithms or some algorithms with different complexity. For solving one problem, we can have several solutions with several time complexities, right? Suppose we can solve a problem by using 3 programs and their complexity is order of n square, order of n, and order of n cube. So which one you take? For solving one problem, we have 2 solutions, one with complexity order of n square, another is complexity order of n. So which one you will take? Obviously order of n. Because the growth of order of n square is higher than order of n. And which algorithm will be an efficient one?
Here n.
Obviously order of n, because its growth rate is lower than the growth rate of order of n square. Clear? So in this way we can calculate, we can find out the time complexity. Okay, and this, I mean, another case can happen. Suppose you are writing a large program where you have to create or you have to use different types of loops. Suppose in one section you are using a nested for loop. In another section, suppose you have to write a while loop or do while loop. So at that time, how we can measure the time complexity of that algorithm or that program? Suppose you are writing a code where in this portion, suppose you need a nested loop. Okay, and in another portion of the program, you are writing a single loop, suppose a single for loop. Okay, so when you are using a nested for loop, that means the structure will be like this: for, and inside this for loop, we can use another for loop, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And in another section of this program, we are using a single for loop, that is for. Then we can write these statements here. Okay, so what will be the complexity of this entire program?
Ma'am, first of all, we have to know the time complexity of the nested for, and
Okay.
then we will add the next for next time complexity for the for.
Okay, so what is the time? Suppose here the condition is, or it's I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, and here we can use the same condition, j equals to 0, j less than n, and j plus plus. Okay. So what is the time complexity of this nested for loop?
Ma'am, you showed this yesterday. It will be n
Sorry, sorry.
big O n square.
Yeah, very good. So it will be n squared, right? And
Yes,
what about
ma'am.
the second portion of the algorithm? Suppose here I equals to 0, I less than n, or I equals to 1, I less than equals to n, I plus plus. So what is
Order
the
of n.
order of n, right?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
So in this portion of the program, we got the time complexity order of n square, and for this code, we got order of n. So what is the time complexity of the entire program? We have to combine these two complexity, right? That is order of n square plus order of n. So is this the time complexity of this program? Order of n square plus n.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
But
this
Total
is
we
a,
time.
have to write only n square.
we have to write only n square. Why?
N square or n.
Ma'am, order of n
Because we
cube.
think about the worst case.
Order of n cube. So what is the
Because
growth
n
rate of n square? What is the growth rate of n square, and what is the growth rate of n? When the time complexity n square, that means number of operation is proportional to the square of input, right?
yes, ma'am.
Yes.
1, that is 1, 2, 4. And what about the time complexity order of n? Here the time is proportional to
One.
the input size, right?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So, and definitely we can't write order of n cube. That is a wrong answer. Correct answer is the time complexity will be order of n square. Why order of n square? One thing is its growth rate is higher than the growth rate of n. So this is a dominant factor here. The n square is superior than n. So if we want, we can ignore n. Okay. So the time complexity of this program will be order of n square. And it can happen that in a program you've got suppose 3 time complexity order of n cube plus order of log n. Another complexity is order of log n. Okay, plus n. So when you can get log n here in this portion, if the increment variable is divided or multiplied by any constant, right, at that time maybe you can get the time complexity log n. Okay, so in one program there are suppose 3 sections where you used 3 different types of loops. Okay, and we got the time complexity n cube, log n, and n. So what will be the time complexity of the entire program?
Ma'am, n cube.
N cube, very good.
Log n.
Because here the smallest one, I mean the growth rate of log n is lower than the growth rate of n cube and n. So we can ignore log n and n. So the complexity will be order of n
Thank
cube.
you. Yes, ma'am.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is all about time complexity. Now there is another complexity, that is space complexity, right? Time complexity was the number of, I mean, if we count the number of operation, we can calculate the time complexity, right? The total time taken by a program or algorithm is time complexity. Then what about space complexity?
And how much memory?
Yeah, how much memory that algorithm needs.
Yes, ma'am.
That is space complexity. So for the same problem, suppose you have to take a number to just check whether it is odd number or even number, or you can do it for testing whether it's prime number or not. Okay, so for this number we have to check whether it is even or odd number. So the condition will be n modulus 2 equals to 0. If it is true, then the number is even, otherwise it's odd. And we know that the time complexity of this program is 1, right? Because for any value of n, the number of operation is always 2, right? So what is the space complexity of this program? So when we declare an integer type variable n, at that time, this variable will occupy some space from the memory, right? So it's integer type variable, it can take 4 byte space from the memory, it can take, if it's short integer, then it can take how many byte from the memory? 1 byte, right? Suppose it can take 4
Yes,
byte from
ma'am.
the memory. Okay, so now after that, whenever you're actually changing the value of n, at that time, the number of bits that it actually stores at the time of declaration will not be changed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we are trying to figure out the space complexity. Time complexity was related to number of operations, and space complexity is related to how much memory the algorithm needs, right? So it depends on how many variables you are using in this program. You are using only one variable, that is n. N is integer type data. It can store, it can take some space from the memory. How much space it can take? We can assume that the value is 4 bytes. It can take 4 bytes space from the memory, right? So now the value of n can be 10, it can be 12, it can be 15, but the space will not be changed. That's why the space complexity is order of 1. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So the time complexity and space complexity of this program is order of 1. Okay? So when the space complexity of a program will be order of n?
If take more than
When
4 byte,
if they take more than 4 byte, how?
like for float value or double.
Yeah, but at that time also you were taking only one variable, right? You just changed the data type, but still the number of variable is only one.
Using array,
Very good, using array. That's
array
the
list.
answer. Array, very good. Array or linked list, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Suppose in one program we have to use more than one data element at a time. In this program we can take one data at a time, right?
Yes, ma'am.
At execution time, you can take only one value of n. Suppose n equals to 8, then this statement will be executed. If it is true, then it will show us the result that it's an even number, or if the condition is true, then it's odd number, right? But when we need more than one variable in our program, suppose you want to add some numbers, or in any other program, suppose you have to use an array and the array size is 10. This A10 is integer type array, and how many elements are here? Total 10 elements from A0 to A9. If we use zero-based indexing, then the first index value will be 0, and the last one will be n-1, that is A9. So when we declare an array variable A, at that time, this array variable will take how many memory locations? 10 consecutive memory locations. In this program, the program took how many memory location? Only one memory location, but now this array variable needs 10 different memory locations, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So at that time, what will be the space complexity?
N. Order of n.
It will be 10 times.
Sorry?
Order of n
Yeah,
for
the
array.
space complexity will be order of n. The space complexity will be order of n. Clear?
Ma'am, please
Yes.
explain it again.
Okay, so I can give an example. Suppose this one. In this program, we just take an individual individual number to check whether it's even or odd. But now I want to check a range of data sets. Suppose I took how many data? 10 data. Now I need to know from within this range 1 to 10 how many numbers are odd numbers and how many numbers are even numbers. So how many times or how many digits, how many numbers we have to test? 10 numbers. How many times? 10 times. So here, the number of operations are not important because we are trying to figure out the space complexity, right? So when you are using an array variable, at that time, you can see that there are total 10 array elements, and each array element will take one memory location. Suppose this is the memory, okay? And the first element A0 will take this memory location. And if this variable is integer type variable, it will take 4 byte data, 4 byte memory, right? And the next element will take 4 byte space. In this way, we can declare how many data elements?
10.
Total 10. Right? That's why here the space complexity is proportional to the number of data. How many data are here? n. That's why the space complexity will be order of n. For storing 10 different data elements, we need 10 memory locations, right? So here space is proportional to input size. So the space complexity will be order of n.
Okay,
Here?
ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
and so when the space complexity will be order of n square? Order of n square. When we used a one-dimensional array.
Two-dimensional array.
Yeah,
madam.
very good. In
case of
two-dimensional array, the space complexity will be order of n square. Look at this. When we use an individual only one variable at that time, the space complexity was order of 1. And for one-dimensional array, for a linear list, the space complexity was order of n, right? And if now we are using a two-dimensional array, suppose the size of the first dimension is 10 and the second dimension is 10. Or suppose the size of the first dimension it's 2 and it's also 2. Okay, so A22, it's a two-dimensional array. Now tell me how many data elements are here?
4.
Very good, 4. The first data element will be A11, then A12, 21, 22. There are total 4. This is 2 into 2 matrix, right? This is one kind of 2 into 2 matrix, right? Just think about the matrix addition. We want to add, what is matrix addition? Suppose two matrices are given, A equals to 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, and another matrix is B equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. And now you have to add these two matrices, A plus B equals to what? So how we can solve it?
Position by position. Adding
we
elements
have
by
to add
position
the
by position.
corresponding elements. We have to add 5 with 1, 4 with 2, 3 with 3, 2 with 4, right? After adding these two matrix, now we need another variable for storing these two matrix, and that array size will be also 2:2. So here this variable, this matrix A is actually 2 into 2 matrix. This is also 2 into matrix, and each of these array has how many elements? 4 elements. So after adding these 4 elements, we have to store it. So C will also be 2 into 2 matrix, right? So inside this array, we can store how many data elements? 4 data elements. That means here the size, the memory size is how it will be increased. It is actually order of n squared.
N squared.
The value of n is 2. That means how many elements can be stored? 4. If the value of n is 2, 4 elements can be stored. If the value of n is 3, then 3 into 3, that is 9 elements can be stored. So the space complexity will be order of n squared. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
These are different space complexities, and you can find in programs. Okay, so and another term is related with this topic, that is called time-space trade-off. Time-space trade-off. So when suppose we are writing a program for storing a large data set. We are writing a program for storing a large data set. Okay, so suppose in that program we need to use suppose 100 or 1000 data elements. So for storing those 100 or 1000 data elements, how many memory locations we need? 100 or thousands, right? That means the space complexity of this program will be maximum, right? And suppose we don't know how many arithmetic operations or how many key operations are involved there, how many operations that algorithm need to execute, right? Suppose the number of key operation is also 15 or 20, or it can be more than that. The point is, when the space complexity is maximum and the time complexity is also maximum, then what will happen? Obviously, the algorithm is not an efficient algorithm. It will not provide an optimal solution, right? So in that case, we have to use this concept of time-space trade-off. What is time-space trade-off? If the space complexity of an algorithm is maximum, we have to find out a way for reducing the time complexity. Suppose we are solving a problem with a large data set. So for that large data set, obviously space complexity will be maximum, right? Now we have to find a way where we can reduce the number of key operations. When the space complexity is maximum, we have to reduce the time complexity. Or when the time complexity is maximum, we have to use less data set for decreasing the space complexity, and the relationship is called time-space trade-off. When one is increasing, another should be decreasing. Is that clear? What is time-space trade-off?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? So when space complexity is maximum, just use an algorithm where you have to, use fewer number of operations so that the time complexity can be minimum. Or if you can't reduce number of operation at that time, maybe you have to find out a simple program where the data set is also, where you have to use fewer data set or data elements. That is time-space trade-off. Okay?
Yes,
Any
yes, ma'am.
question in this topic, in time complexity or in space complexity? Any question?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. So far we have completed chapter 1. Okay, and in chapter 1 we mainly discussed about some basic terms of data structure. That is, what is data structure, what is algorithm, how many types of data structure you can use. That is linear data structure, non-linear data structure, then types of or examples of linear and non-linear data structure. And the last topic was time complexity trade-off. Right? These are the content of chapter 1. And actually we tried to cover few topics from chapter 2 also. In chapter 2, you can see that there are so many things, some mathematical notation, some logarithmic function, some algorithmic functions are given. So we just tried to cover only one topic from chapter 2, that is big O notation of asymptotic analysis. From chapter 2, we just discussed one topic, that is big O notation of asymptotic analysis. Clear?
ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, what type of question we will face from the time complexity or space complexity?
Maybe a portion of the program will be given. Okay. So
Okay,
suppose you have to find out what is the time complexity of that program, or what is the space complexity of that program.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we can start the next chapter, that is chapter 3.
Madam, 3?
Yeah, chapter 3.
So, madam,
Yeah,
you
I
supposed to
just
start
told you
two,
that
madam.
from chapter 2, we just covered one topic, that is big O notation of asymptotic analysis. That is a
Only?
time-space complexity. Okay?
Madam, that chapter only contains that big O notation only.
Yeah, we need only that actually, that topic, that content, big O notation. And it's related to chapter 1 also. So our next chapter will be chapter 3, or it's string processing. I'll upload the PDF of this chapter after the class. Okay? So chapter 3 is all about string processing. So in data structure and algorithm, do you know how many programming language we can use for evaluating the algorithm that we are going to learn here? How many or which programming language we can actually use? Is there any limitations that we cannot use this programming language, or we should use this one? Is there any limitations like this?
No. But
No, right?
does C supports string type of data?
C supports string. C supports character data type. And we know that string is actually combination or collection of characters.
Okay.
String is
We have to
combination
make
of
that
characters.
string.
So we can use character data type for, processing string type data. So that means we can use any programming language for, for converting those algorithms into program, for writing the programs, right?
Yes.
But since we have learned only maybe one programming language, that is C.
C++.
Oh, you have done C++ also, very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Java also.
No, ma'am. C and C++.
No, ma'am. We didn't
C and
complete
C++.
Java
No,
in
madam.
our university.
Okay, no problem. I'll just show you some examples with C programming language. Okay, so first tell me, in C programming language, or how many data types actually it supports? How many data types it can use?
And 32.
No. I'm asking how many types of data it can use. It can use in C programming language. How many data types we can use in C programming language?
4 types.
Ma'am, 4 types.
Very good. 4 types: integer,
Float,
Character.
and then
double.
double. Right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this chapter is all about string processing. And do you know that actually why the computer was invented? For calculating or for performing some arithmetic operations on some numerical value. But string, is it numerical data?
No, madam.
It's character data, right?
No,
That means
character.
now the computer can process some character type data also. So in this chapter, we'll discuss about how this character type data can be stored in the computer memory, or how the CPU can process it. Okay?
Okay.
So what is string?
It's a collection of characters.
Collection of character, right? And for each programming language, we know that each programming language has its own character set. So what is character set?
ASCII codes.
ASCII code. Okay, ASCII code. So if we are talking about C, then how many types of character it can support?
127.
127 characters. That means it can, we can use some alphabets here, right? From A to Z, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if we want, we can use some digits also, that is from 0 to 9, right? And we can
Symbols.
use some special characters, or some special characters like
Underscore.
underscore,
Question
then
mark.
percentage,
Yes, ma'am.
then, sorry?
Question mark, semicolon, third bracket, first bracket.
Yeah, minus,
dash.
plus, then
Madam, that's
multiplication.
an arithmetic.
Yeah, we can use these symbols also, isn't it?
Yeah, we can.
We can use these symbols also. We can use blank space also, right? So these
Yes,
are
ma'am.
the character set of C programming language, right? So
Yes.
how we can actually process, how we can process this string in C programming language? What is string? String is character, set of character.
Character.
String is a collection of characters, right? And how we can denote, or how we can represent the string, how I can represent it
Using an array in C.
using an array.
Character type array.
What is the keyword of character?
Notation, ma'am.
CHAR.
CHAR, right? And if we want to just write an array here, how we can write it? By using single quotation mark. A single character can be written by using double quotation mark, right? But what about string? What about the collection of characters?
Only
Suppose-
one.
Only one.
Suppose a single quotation mark.
Single quotation.
So hello, how many characters are here? This hello is
5.
a string, right? This hello is a string.
String.
Why it is string? Because hello is
There are 5
collection of
characters.
some characters. So what is the length of this string? What is length? The number of characters in that array is called the string length. The number of characters is the string, is actually the length of that string, right? So how many elements are here? You said 5. Is that true?
6, madam.
Yes.
Space.
Very good.
Space
Here
also.
6 elements because this is a blank space.
Space.
There is a blank space here. So the string length is 6. HELLO, then a blank space. So the string length is 6.
Hello.
I think ma'am network is too much poor. Ryan, you are the host. Congratulations, Ryan. Congratulations, dude. You are the host now.
So are you guys requesting him to quit the class?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
can hear you.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear, ma'am.
Yeah. Sorry for that. Okay, so we suppose 2 strings are given, and the first string is hello.
Yes, ma'am. We can hear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear, ma'am.
So S1 and S2, these are 2 strings, okay? And if the value of the first string is hello with a blank space, and the value of the second string is suppose world. Okay? So what is the length of the first string? The length of the first string is 6. Isn't it? How many characters are here? 6 characters. HELLO, then a blank space, and the length of the second string S2 is 5. Right? WORLD. Now, if we want to create a string by merging these 2 strings, S1 and S2, how we can do it? We want to merge these
Concatenate.
2. Very good. Concatenation.
Concatenate.
We want
Add
to
a
merge
plus.
different string into one string, that is called concatenation, and this is one of the functions of string. In string we can perform several functions such as concatenation, then copy, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
here how we can denote the concatenation operation?
Plus, using only plus sign.
Using plus sign. Concatenation means addition, but actually we represent it by using 2 slash symbol, S1 slash S2. So this symbol refers to concatenation operation. Okay, so this S equals to S1, concatenation S2. So at first we will take all the values from all the characters from the first string, right? So for the first string we can take how many characters? 6 characters, HELLO, then a space, and now we can take all the characters from the second string, that is world. So this is a new array S, right? S is the, how we got S? After adding these 2 strings S1 and S2, we got S, right? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So if we suppose now the length of the first string is 5, there is no blank spaces here, then after adding these 2 strings, what will be the output?
No space. Hello world.
No space, right? So it will be like this.
Madam,
Hello. Yes.
madam, in C we represent character with single quotation, I guess.
We represent character in single quotation.
Yes. I forgot actually.
Then what about string?
Double quotation.
Double quotation.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
We use double quotation for
String.
String and single quotation for character.
Yes, madam.
so can't we use single quotation for string?
But
You're
in
actually
that
correct.
way,
Yes, actually we use single quotation mark for character, right?
yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And how we are actually creating the strings here?
But madam,
Look at this. This
computer is
hello. Can we write it like this? This hello equals to, this is a set of characters, right? This hello is actually H, then E,
Yeah.
right? This hello equals to H, E, then
Yes,
L,
ma'am. It is right.
then L, then O. Isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
When we put it manually, we write it like this. No.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Your concept is correct. We usually use single quotation mark for denoting characters, right? So this hello is a collection of how many characters? 5 characters, right? So this is set of 5 individual characters, H, E, L, L, O, right? So after that, if we ignore this set symbol, then how we can represent all the characters together? How we can represent all the characters together if we just ignore the set symbol, the curly bracket?
Then using array. No. Array
Using array.
also.
String is also, string is an array. You don't need to be actually get confused. String is an array, but what type of array it is? Character type array.
Character. Yeah, it's already inside an array. No, madam, how can I do that without this?
Then, and what is the difference between character A10? Two type of declaration is here. One is integer A10 and another is character, suppose C10. This A variable
number.
is also an array. This C is also an array variable. But what is the difference between them? This variable
elements.
A is the collection of some integer type data, right? In
Yes,
this
ma'am.
array, you can store some integer type data such as 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. And what about C? C is character type array where you can store some characters or some digits.
Number
or
as
some-
character.
Yeah, symbols, right? In this array, we can also store some character. When we denote 5 using this single
This
quotation
become
mark, now
character.
it's become character. It becomes character, right? And this 5 is actually integer. Isn't it? So
Yes,
after
ma'am.
that, now if we want to store suppose 5 data in this string, how we can do it? If we just want to print the 5 characters of a string, how we can do it?
Then
For printing 5 character, we need to
index
use a
of
for
5.
loop. We need to use a for loop, isn't it?
Yeah,
Obviously, we need to use a for loop, right?
but
And
only when we are just finding for 5, then why we need 4?
sorry, what you said?
If I want to just print out only 5, then why I need for loop?
No.
just mentioned the index.
I said that we want to print all the characters of the string. We want to print the whole string. So how we can do it? Although the array size is 10, but suppose we want to just print 5 character, we want to print just hello. So how we can do it? There are total 5 characters, right? So here we have to use the for loop. Without using the for loop, how we can print 5 characters, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So
We need for
here,
loop, ma'am.
yeah, we need for loop. So here for c equals to 0, c less than 5, c plus plus, then printf. Now percentage c, then we can just write the variable name c, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Right? So after that, what will be the output? In the console window, what it will actually print?
Hello.
What will it display? Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah. What will be the output? Just tell me how
Hello, madam. Oh, hello will be output, madam.
hello will be output, right? So is there, I mean, any quotation mark will be there? Any quotation mark?
No, madam.
No quotation
the-
mark will be there, right? But
Yeah.
still, isn't it an array? When we are actually displaying all the characters at a time, we are displaying all the characters at a time. So isn't it a string? So why they didn't print any quotation mark there?
Madam, because maybe for the syntax, madam.
Sorry,
Language syntax. For language syntax.
for
Maybe
language.
syntax issue.
For syntax issue. Okay. So now tell me, in this chapter in string processing, if I say that we can represent in string by using single character, single quotation mark. What do you think? Is this the correct way to representing an array, or we should use double quotation mark?
Double, madam. Because
Double. So we can't use single quotation
Yeah.
mark.
No, single for one character story.
So can you just write a code in code blocks so that your confusions will be. Let me just open it. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It's taking so much time. So we can run the code in our tomorrow's class. Okay, but actually we need to fix it out that whether the correct one will be the double quotation or the single quotation. For representing a string, should we use double quotation or single quotation? I need the
Yes, ma'am.
answer. Double quotation, yeah, double quotation or single quotation. Which one should use?
Single, ma'am.
And for string,
Single for string.
Yes, ma'am. Single.
Forestry is a double.
For string, single. Any other?
Yes, ma'am. Single quotation.
Single. Okay, so who thinks that it will be double quotation mark? Is there anyone who think that actually the correct one will be double quotation mark?
Ma'am.
For representing string, which one should use? The single quotation mark or double quotation
Double
mark?
quotation mark.
Abdullah Mamu is
Madam,
saying
double.
Ma'am, don't
double.
it work on both cases? If we begin the single quotation, then we have to end with single.
Your explanation is not clear to me. Can you please say that again?
I do practice Python. That's why I'm getting confused. Actually, if we begin the with the single quotation, and we have to
Okay.
end with single quotation as well. If we begin
Okay.
with a double quotation, then we have to end with a double quotation. Both cases
Okay.
it work.
Okay, but what about C? In C programming language, which one will be actually correct? So
Double
I
quotation.
think we should use double quotation mark,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I
ma'am.
think we should use double quotation mark. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So in our next class, we'll discuss about some functionalities of string. That is how the string can be stored, or how we can perform the string copy function, or string length function, string concatenation function. Okay?
All right, ma'am.
Is that clear? Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Please response 1